Well, hello everyone. I'm going back to basics. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'd sort of ignored some of the basic things over the last few months, and auto rotations are one of the things that I love the best out of helicopter flying. So here we've got a number of auto rotations. I tend to use the Bell, the Dreamfoil Bell version, and get the engine to foul by just applying more and more torque until it finally goes bang, and then when all the lights start flashing, drop the collective and aim for a good landing site. So here you can see the engine's fouled and we're coming down probably a bit too fast. Should only do one flare really, but trying to do a sort of run on auto here, and it takes a bit of a bang but not too bad. I think the occupants would have certainly had a headache after that one, and some of the others don't get any better. So again, we're just taking off here. There's two ways you can get into an auto on the Bell. You can do what I do, which is try and cause a mechanical failure by over torquing the engine till it goes bang, because I think that gives a more realistic twitch of the tail and everything. Or just above the joystick, the red button fuel valve, you can flick that up and just turn the fuel off, and then you enter the auto in a much more leisurely fashion, I will say. This is an interesting one because I tried to do a 360 auto where you rotate around 360, didn't quite make it, but there's a really big glitch here which I don't remember putting in on the joystick, but the name of the YouTube channel is Wonky Joystick, and it's because it's a very old one and hasn't been replaced yet, so maybe that's a dirty pot or something like that. But again, here we're flying around probably around the 1,000-foot mark, and just got Shoreham below us, and we've gone into auto rotation, drop the pitch straight away, look for the landing. Now a much faster nosedive here, lift the nose a bit, get the collective up just slightly sometimes to increase the distance you're travelling, but obviously every time you raise the collective you are losing some inertia from the helicopter itself. The absolute ideal auto rotation is a straight descent, one flare, go into a hover and then descend, but with the flat screen on the X-plane it's extremely difficult to do. I haven't shown anything on the Oculus Rift doing this, but it makes it a damn sight easier. You can really get the sense of height and when to apply the flare. So on a number of these autos I'm flaring much too early, finding myself running out of rotation speed or rotational speed on the rotors and dropping the last few feet rather than actually placing it well down. Should apologise for the deepness of my voice. I've been suffering with a cold this week, so I do apologise. So not bad on this one. This one's got a reasonable flare and it's nearly in the hover. Probably going to use it all up. Yeah, just about, but still a bang at the end. Now we can see the torque meter's gone bang. Gives a very unsteady approach into the auto, but that's what it would be like in real life when you try and do it. So here I'm going to try and pick a spot to actually put her down on. So I pick the circle out there in the distance, pick some speed up by nose diving, bit of a flare, losing a bit of inertia here, so it's going to be a sort of drag it out and skid on, and actually not too bad, pretty close really. In my RC helicopter days, auto rotations were the sort of finale of any of the events that we did, and with model helicopters you could land them, well, basically on a point on the ground very easily if you'd been doing it long enough. In X-planes, certainly on the flat screen, the sense of height very difficult to get right, and as you'll see some of these landings here having to make lots of corrections and actually not putting it down where I want to do, wanting to place it, but really letting the helicopter land somewhere in the field, not in exactly a precise landing. So here's an outside view, and you can see I would have overshot the runway, so lifting the nose up then down to pick some speed up. Every time you raise the nose, the rotor RPM increases, and that's really what gives the inertia to the blade. So if you can get enough forward speed in a single flare, you'll get the most inertia out the blades. What I'm doing here is using up a lot that inertia, and hence the very bumpy landings. So looks quite interesting, and got some good views here coming in front in. It's a good job Dreamfoil make a good solid undercarriage on this helicopter. Slightly better, just missing the tail on the ground there and rolling on. And once more, just from the side to watch the approach coming in. You should be able to do auto rotations and pick an area from higher up and get it at least in something the size of a football field, no matter who you are. So it's quite handy setting these mechanical failures or intentional mechanical failures just to practice it. So here we are again, not too bad, good flare. It's going to be a rolling auto as we call them. Tail just touches there and bit of a bump, but not bad. Well, that just leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.